made it to the manufacturer, even though I'm not sure how is this made in Germany, but then over here they do all kind of, I'm guessing maybe repairs, maybe upgrades. But this is like an industrial park, and it's one of those fancy ones where they like, where instead of building wider roads for people with big loads to be able to turn into these tight corners, they do all this grass BS, and then they put those rocks in there on the corner. And that road is a 2-lane, very narrow road. I called them, I said, guys, is there another driveway? They said, no, we only have one driveway. And I barely made that corner, and the only way for me to make that corner was to bring the steer axle all the way to the curb and then drain the air in the last 2 axles. Like I'm telling you, some of these places are just nuts. So thankfully, see, I drained the air in this, and I drained the air in this, but there's no other way. I see my tire marks are like a couple of inches away from the curb. I'm not going on the curb, I'm sorry. I already destroyed, because what happens, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you go on the curb with a big load, let's say this goes on the curb, right? What happens, this, like this rock here, right? So it goes on the curb, and you see I see in the mirror the tire squishes like this, you know, because there's so much weight, like when you have a heavy load, right? So the tire goes like this. And once I had to replace the tire because it just cracked in here. Like the tire wasn't flat, but there was a huge crack, you know, and that's what can happen. And then of course you end up having all kinds of marks on the side which look ugly. See, like this. Maybe I did touch it a little bit, you see this? But I'm telling you. So I found the guy. It's like quiet here as a cemetery. And bad news, good news, my Harrisburg load got canceled. Well, the machine is still there, but the machine is there. It's a Cat 335, but the guy cannot get his stuff together. My broker says they still didn't file the 72-hour notice, which they have to do, because it's a used machine being exported to Canada. So they haven't even filed a 72-hour notice, which means that if I go now, I'll have to sit 3 days at the border. And so while I was dealing with this BS, remember how much time I wasted at the shipper. The same guy who gave me this load, the American broker, says, hey, you know, really appreciate your service. I'm just looking at I think I have to fix that, see that electric thing in there? I don't think that rubber part is supposed to bend like that. But yesterday I went through some crazy rain. The same one I got caught in Ontario. Like really bad, you know, like tropical rain. You cannot see anything unless you slow down to like 40 miles an hour. And I noticed when I was pulling in a small truck stop like an hour away from here, my clearance light on the corner blinked and just died. Yeah, kind of like this one, except these ones are not lights, these are just reflectors, but same light, except it's has a LED inside. And I took it out and I went inside the truck stop, because usually they have these lights, but turns out mine is LED, and what they offer at the truck stop, it's just like old style, and the connectors are different. And I already broke one plastic piece in here that holds the wire in place, so I put it back. Yeah, it's kind of like this, exactly like this, except it's yellow, right? That's what's over there under the ramp. And it has a modern style connector which looks like a square with contacts, and I just pushed it back in, and guess what, it started working. So yeah, the guy who gave me this load He says, yeah, we're really impressed how you handle things. Yeah, it's this one. See? That light stopped working, then Captain Sergei did his magic, and now it's working again. Not sure for how long. So now I had to climb inside there. It's so dirty. So now they have to straighten this, just drive it off. And so the guy who gave me this load says, hey, I have another load at the same place where you are delivering. It's this thing. Now, if you guys can figure out what's wrong with this machine, you get a prize. I'm not sure which one. Like, you see the tracks? Basically, it's a little machine that can go over a pile of garbage and process it, kind of like a garbage processor. You see, like the driver sits like this. So this whole machine, like, how do you load this? I looked at the tracks. I thought maybe the tracks turn. No, they look solid. And then of course I noticed this. I'm like, why is this puck next to this? And the guy came out to help me unload. He's gone. He was waiting for me to take the chains off. And I said, how do you guys load this? And he says, after we're done with this, you hook up, you spin around somehow in here. There's like 10 square meters. And then he says, when you park like this, facing that way, we're gonna put these ramps on the side, right where it says we're gonna put the ramps right somewhere right here. Do not side load. But of course I'm joking. That thing is only 13,000 pounds. You know, this is for some crazy guys are side loading, you know, huge excavators and these machines because they're lazy. But basically, yeah, you can crack your trailer, and then of course if you side load, you have to spin around and you're killing all the floor. But with this, there's no other way. So we're gonna put the ramps in here, so it's gonna be interesting. I'll keep recording. And so this is the same deal. Like that one was in Canada for demonstration, brand new machine. So somebody you know, used it, they sent it back. I guess they didn't want to buy it. So now this one is the same deal, goes to Canada for 72 hours. And the guy, the broker says, you tell me which port you're gonna be crossing so that we can set up 72 hours. And I'm like, what 72 hours? Are you telling me that you need to give 3-day notice to CBP, Customs Border Protection? What is this, a used machine? He says, no, because I said, yeah, for the money we agreed on, I'm not gonna sit there for 3 days. I'm sorry. Because yeah, this, of course, being so light and so legal weight, even on my heavy trail, I'm 60,000 pounds. So this is 13, so I'll be 73. And it's all legal height, legal width. I don't need any permits. And the only reason I'm doing this is because my other load is still in limber, tied up in paperwork. And so this guy says, no, it's not 72-hour notice like with used machinery. He says, this is being brought to Canada. Sorry, this is being brought to Canada for 72 hours only, kind of like, again, for demonstration, so people can see what it is. So I figured they do a lot of these. Hi.
Sergei.
Yeah, that's me. Oh, you're the guy who emailed me, right?
I'm Dale.
Oh, Dale. Sorry.
How are you?
I'm good.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, same here.
Finally.
Yeah. There's a friend of mine. He just wanted to say hello.
Oh, okay. I'm one of his followers.
Yeah, I have a YouTube channel, so he wanted to see the truck, see the machine. Yeah.
Every time he's come out to Avon, I've missed him.
Oh, you live somewhere here in Avon?
I live in Cleveland, down off I-90.
That's all he gave me.
About 5 exits from here.
Okay. Maybe they're here.
Yeah, should be here.
There should be the remote there. Wait, the way they send me, I'm telling you, it took forever. I asked them for 90 from Toledo, I-90. They sent me on US 20, and then a bunch of detours.
Well, I know. Back in the late 70s, I used to haul steel, and sometimes it would be big containers. You know, I'd be over wide, and they send you every which way, every country road.
There's lots of construction.
It hasn't gotten any better, believe me.
Yeah, US 20 is, there's a lot of construction there, and I spent the night somewhere like 1 hour away here. Down there's a big 7-Eleven, and there's a big truck stop. Lots of spaces.
Well, that's an impressive piece of equipment.
What do you guys do here? If it's made in Germany, what are you doing here?
Sergei's followers. I came to meet him. a driver, you got a remote. So you do away with how many jobs? Yep. Yeah, that's like, same thing, you go to the store. I refuse to use a self-checkout register.
Oh yeah?
Because every one of them you look at, that's that many people that have put out of work. Yeah, he told me it's got to be like a class 10.
Yeah, it'll say in the manual, it'll say what you need. Now somehow I have to turn around and be facing this way to load this. So he says the middle of the trailer has to be somewhere here but facing that way. So I'm gonna show you guys how it's done. drive it on instead of back it. So it jumps back here. All weight that way? Yeah, all weight on this side. Can you see it? Yeah. I'm gonna move the boards a bit. No, but stop. Can you stop for a second? Because I had to see that I'm not swinging. Because I had to move it before, but the thing is slow. Don't make me tilt, because one side is heavier, right?
This side's a little heavier, but I'm trying to get you inside the
Yeah, there's lots of room here. Let's bring it back here. You can make me level in terms of weight. As long as I don't stick out from the sides, I'm okay. I don't care. Yeah, make it a bit more center. Man, yeah, it was not easy turning. It took a while to face this way and then buck like this on the road here. The trailer keeps catching this. The first axle goes in the air, and the driveway, I had to go on the shoulder there. And I see the guys, they didn't say anything, but they're fixing something there. So what this is, it's a smaller version of a Russian tank. You know, they used those during the World War II T-34, the famous Russian tank. So this is kind of like a invisible, what do you call it, you know, those planes that invisible. So this cannot turn. Okay, that's not good. Oh, that's good. I just broke something here. Yeah, I'll take it with me because I'm not sure. Well, we'll see. We'll see how tall this thing is. I think it's not tall, but okay, so 12 feet, 13, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh man. So we can put this back on. Oh wow, look at that. See that? There's a wasp nest. Well, you're going to Canada, boys and girls. I'm sorry. I hope your immigration papers are in order. Yeah, some guy showed up, one of my fans from Avon, took my picture. He said he'll keep watching my videos. But yeah, this thing was a bit scary loading this, and I asked him why he didn't drive it on, and he says because this side is heavy and they wanted to put it down. I said please don't put it down all the way, because these things, you know, they're super sharp. They make a hole in the metal, and they said they're not supposed to go down. So we'll see about that. But yeah, this was very easy to secure. So you need 4 chains, because anything over 10,000 pounds is considered heavy machinery, and you need minimum of 4 chains, 1 on each corner. Oh, and I have to remember when I turn, I have to remember to raise the rear 2 axles, because for now I'm still kind of like a bit scared. Like, I don't want to stress out those people over there that are obsessed over the grass. But you know, it was either the grass on that side or the huge rocks on this side. You know, like, which would you rather hit? But it was not a question if, it was a question which one. Like, seriously, I asked these guys, I said, it looks like a new area, a new you know, kind of like industrial park. But why the driveways? Well, the driveways are not too bad, but you see, like, it's pretty wide. But the road, when you're turning, well, I guess let's get going. And yeah, turning here was a nightmare. The trailer just didn't want to go all the way here, it kept going this way. And then here I couldn't hit that container. And then finally what helped, you know what helped? Like, I drained the air, of course. There was no air on the last 2 axles, but because this road here, the yard is, I raised the front too high, and so it was still putting too much pressure on the rear 2 axles, even though there was no air in them. And because of that, the trailer was still behaving as if it has 4 axles. And then what I did is I drained I drained the suspension in the back, and then I chained up the rear two axles, and then I reinflated suspension, and that took the pressure off the rear. And I was finally able to make the turn. And actually, as it usually happens, now the trailer was turning too sharply. It was turning into that orange machine. No, I did not do that. They're just excavating something there. I think they're trying to put a because yeah, I did not do that. I just went a little bit slightly like where there's no grass, actually, like right, you see on that side where there's a spot where you can see people go in all the time. So there was no grass, it was just dirt. See, that's what happens. Like, I cannot make this corner. Yeah, I barely made it. And the sprinkler, kind of like in revenge, threw out all that water in there. So yeah, the only way to get in there is you have to back, but I don't know, like these guys say they can have more loads, but a yacht like that, especially when you have a crazy neighbors like that, like, and I asked the guy, I said, hey, how do you expect people, like you have big machines here, right? See, something is going on with that light over there. See, these are full. That one is only 2.5 spots of flickering. Oh, wait a second. What the heck? What's going on here? Yeah, see, I went through some heavy rain. I'm guessing dirt got in there. I mean, yeah, dirt and water. Oh, check this out, Challenger. But that's like the basic one. I can see that it doesn't have any insignia on the fenders. That means it's either GT, which is 3.6, or it's a RT. Oh man, it's already hot as hell. All right. So yeah, my Harrisburg load is no longer a priority. So actually I got lucky that I got this load, right? Remember I was saying that I might cancel that one if this load is delayed. Then I would have no load at all. And so now I'm making much less money than what I was hoping for. So a good thing that I didn't go on a shopping spree before this trip, you know, because they can, as we say in Russian, kinut. Because, you know, let's say you plan some purchase, so you want to find a load that pays you a certain amount of money, and then you found the load and you're so happy and you go and you buy something, right? And then the guy says, well, unfortunately the 72-hour rule has not been set up, so I don't want to go there and then sit there for 3 days. And I said, yeah, I don't wanna do that either. But I said my previous customer offered me a load right from the same place where I'm dropping off load number 1, and even though it doesn't pay much, but there's zero deadhead. But I'm telling you, I should have shown you guys the next left on Chester Road. I should have showed you the route they sent me on here, because, you know, I didn't want to go through 3 states, New York, PA, Ohio, so I chose to go through 2 states instead, which is Michigan and Ohio, to cross via Port Huron, right? But I was legal height, 9'8" wide. Why they didn't allow me to go on I-90 is a mystery, you know. It's again that proven dart method, when they throw darts at the route to determine which poor guy gets which route. So they sent me on US 20, which is not too bad, but then they gave me a bunch of detours. Some of them are really ridiculous, like go like this, because there's supposed to be construction on that little stretch of the road. And I go through here and I look back, everything is cleared. Like the cones are way on the side, it's wide open, and again I'm 9.8 and I had to make that corner. So, you know, they wanted me to avoid like a half a kilometer, quarter of a mile stretch of US 20, and I had to turn right and then turn super sharp back left on north. And I, you know, with almost 80,000 pounds on the trailer. Wow, what kind of a crazy town is this? Look at this. And there's a lineup behind me, and you can see how narrow all roads are, right? And that's why I'm staying way to the front. But now I'm definitely gonna go somewhere there, because I have 4 axles now. Check this out. It's like, how do these guys make left turns in here? Oh wow. And he almost hit the pickup truck. Why this road is so busy? Well, we have a home and garden over here. And that road over there goes to 90 east and 90 west. Stupid little town. Yeah, if I ever come to this place again, I'll have to charge them double. So this is 90 west. So finally, all this will be on the freeway. Because I'm legal, this is 13,000 pounds. So you know. So how do you classify this? A success or failure? Because the other load got canceled, I still got this one, right? Even though it doesn't pay as much, but zero deadhead, got loaded in the same yard where I delivered the first load. And this one goes to Toronto. So the same guy who loaded me in Milton will unload this. And the shipper said, I said, how are they going to unload this if the machine only goes sideways? And he says, they'll probably make a ramp out of dirt.
Turn right onto the I-90 ramp.
I'm sick and tired of these narrow roads.
Continue for 1 kilometer.
So basically, if you're coming with a Jeep and Stinger, you're out of luck. Because they don't even have parking anywhere. Like, let's say I want to drop my Jeep and drop the Stinger on that road from which I was turning inside the yard. There's businesses, and each business has a entrance, and they're really close together. So even when I stopped there, you know, before coming in, I stopped and I went in to investigate. And this was the proper entrance.
400 meters, merge onto I-90 east, Ohio 2 east.
I was already blocking half of somebody's driveway. So basically you cannot unload a big machine in that yard. I mean, something like, you know, 110, 115, 120,000 pounds, because they have machines like that. They said they have big machines. And when I was talking with a Canadian sales rep, the guy who loaded the machine, he says, yeah, we have big ones. I said, hey, I'll be happy to work with you, but I have one trailer, 60 ton, up to 10 axles. So, but now, man, I would never go there with even 9 axles with a Stinger. It kind of reminds me that another crazy place in New Jersey. Remember where I went a couple of times to pick up a drill rig? Same story, only here, like, okay, I understand those guys, right? I said, why are you located in such a busy residential area? And they said it's because they bought that property a long time ago, and then a residential area started building up, and for some reason they decided to stay instead of selling out and moving somewhere. But these guys, that industrial area looks brand new, you know. And so next time they try to find a truck, you know, they can catch you once, right? They give you a load, you go there, and then they say, okay, we liked how you did the delivery, you were a good driver. Now we have a big machine, 115,000 pounds. We'll pay you a ton of money. And I would have to say no. gas. It's not coming to that yard. Maybe it's coming to like a work site, you know, job site, directly to the job site. But that place, no, it's impossible, you know. And people get upset when you step on their toes or on the grass. Alright, so what we're doing today is what I programmed in the Google Maps is TA in Harbor Creek, Pennsylvania. So we're just gonna go to Harbor Creek. That's about 2 hours from here, and go have some well-deserved lunch. And by that time my customs paperwork should be done by the broker, and then I'm gonna do my own part. And they need 2 hours anyway. They need 2 hours notice at the bridge. So while I'm waiting for my lunch, I'll bring my computer with me, and I'll do the ACI manifest. And I think I'll cross today, because from Harbor Creek is only 2 hours away, and it's only 80 miles from. Yeah, I just had to move my seat a bit closer so that you guys can see better. So it's 80 miles to Buffalo, and because this is a legal load, I don't need any permits to cross the bridge, right? Otherwise I have to do the TLP, truckload program. I have to go on the web of the Peace Bridge Authority, submit my axle weight, spacings, and then they have to escort you. They charge you $200 after 12 noon, or $100 US before noon. So none of that applies today. This is just quick and easy load. And I have somewhere between 1/4 and 50% of fuel, and because now my weight is my weight now is negative 10. No, my weight is 60,000 pounds. Is in this configuration, a quad trailer, 36-inch flip box, Kenworth truck. I'm almost equal, accurately, I mean almost dead on 60,000 pounds. So this machine is 13, so I'm 73. Let's say 74. So yeah, next time, if they give me a small load, I'll do a small load. But I'll definitely make sure like a load like this, I would definitely go there with only a tandem axle in the back and no flip box. No flip box, tandem axle. That's the only way to go to that place, as far as I'm concerned. Look at this Caddy, still in pretty good shape, and the license plate is just 4 numbers, 0714. What do you think that means? You would never guess, but I can tell you. Chances are this is an older gentleman or older woman, right? Because it's a very old model of Cadillac, but it's still in excellent shape, which means that they don't drive it very far. But there's a lot of older people that their memory starts going, and so the license plate 0714, that's the PIN number for the ATM card. So this way, when they pull up to the bank, they can see the reflection in the window, and they're like 0714. I knew it. Yeah, that's it's a trend. It's a trend now. See, like this guy, HIA 545 5446.